Hello friends. Welcome to Anhad channel, where we explain technical concepts in a simple and easy to understand language. In today's session, we will discuss insurance in detail. We will be discussing concept of risk, perils and hazards, types of risk, pure versus speculative, methods of risk management, meaning of insurance, features, need and types of insurance, insurance as a contract, and principles of insurance. Before understanding insurance, let us first understand the concept of risk. Risk is the possibility of financial loss, damage, or uncertainty arising from unexpected events. However, risk does not always mean something negative. Sometimes, taking a risk may also create opportunities for higher returns. For example, investing in a new technology involves the risk of failure, but if successful, it can provide a significant competitive advantage. Since risks cannot be completely eliminated, insurance helps individuals and businesses manage their financial consequences. There are two concepts associated with risk and insurance, which are perils and hazards. A peril is the actual event that causes loss or damage. Examples of perils include fire, theft, flood, earthquake, and accident. For example, if a factory catches fire, fire is the peril. A hazard is the condition that increases the chance of a fire occurring or makes the fire more severe. For example, a faulty electrical wiring that causes fire. Here hazard is that faulty electrical wiring and peril is fire. Now we will discuss about types of risk. Risks are broadly classified into pure risk and speculative risk. Pure risk involves only the possibility of loss or no loss. There is no opportunity for profit. Most insurance policies cover pure risks. Examples: fire, theft, accident, illness and death. Speculative risk involves the possibility of either profit or loss. These risks generally arise in business and investments and are usually not covered by insurance. Examples: investing in shares, starting a new business or trading in commodities. Let us understand the difference between pure risk and speculative risk. Pure risk involves only loss or no loss. No profit here. But speculative risk involves both profit and loss. Pure risks are generally insurable. Speculative risks are generally not insurable. For example, a share trader cannot get insurance for losing in shares. Examples of pure risk include fire and accident. Examples of speculative risk include stock market investment and business expansion. Our next topic is methods of risk management. Organizations use different methods to manage risks effectively. The four major methods are risk avoidance, risk retention, risk reduction, and risk transfer. Let us understand each one by one. 1. Risk avoidance. Risk avoidance means eliminating the activity that creates the risk. Example: a company decides not to manufacture hazardous chemicals to avoid the risk of industrial accidents. 2. Risk retention. Risk retention means accepting the risk and bearing the loss if it occurs. It is suitable for small or less expensive losses. Example: a shopkeeper pays for minor repairs instead of purchasing insurance. 3. Risk reduction. Risk reduction means taking preventive measures to reduce either the likelihood or the impact of risk. Example: installing CCTV cameras, fire extinguishers, antivirus software, and employee safety training. 4. Risk transfer. Risk transfer means shifting the financial burden of risk to another party, usually through insurance. Example: a business purchases fire insurance so that the insurance company bears the financial loss if a fire occurs. Insurance is an essential part of modern economic life. Every individual and business faces different types of risks, such as accidents, fire, theft, illness, death, natural disasters, and financial losses. Insurance provides financial protection against such uncertainties. It helps individuals and organizations reduce the financial burden caused by unexpected events. It also creates a sense of security and stability in society while supporting economic development. In simple words, insurance is a method of risk sharing. A large number of people contribute small amounts called premiums, and those who suffer losses receive financial compensation from the insurance company. Let's begin by understanding the important features of insurance. 1. Risk sharing. Insurance is based on the principle of risk sharing. Many people pay premiums into a common fund, and compensation is provided to those who suffer losses. Example, if an insured person's car is damaged in an accident, the insurance company pays for the loss according to the policy terms. 2. Contractual agreement. Insurance is a legal contract between the insurer and the insured. Both parties agree to follow the terms and conditions mentioned in the insurance policy. Example, in a health insurance policy, the insured pays the premium and the insurer covers eligible medical expenses. 3. Payment of premium. To receive insurance protection, the insured must pay a fixed amount known as the premium. The premium may be paid monthly, quarterly, or annually. Example, a person pays 10,000 rupees every year as a premium for a life insurance policy. 4. Compensation for loss. Insurance companies compensate the insured for financial losses caused by covered risks according to the policy conditions. Example, if a shop is damaged by fire, the fire insurance company compensates the owner for the loss. 5. Financial protection. Insurance provides financial security during unexpected events and reduces the economic burden on individuals and businesses. Example, health insurance helps cover hospital expenses during a serious illness. Next topic is need for insurance. Life and business are full of uncertainties. Insurance protects people and organizations from sudden financial hardships. These needs are: 1. Financial protection. Insurance provides compensation for losses caused by accidents, fire, theft, illness, or death. 2. Risk reduction. It reduces the financial impact of uncertain events. 3. Peace of mind. Insurance gives individuals and businesses confidence and financial security. 4. Encouragement to savings. Life insurance encourages long-term savings and investment habits. 5. Business stability and economic development. Insurance enables businesses to continue operations even after suffering losses. It also supports industries, trade, infrastructure development, and investment activities. Let us now discuss the major types of insurance. Insurance is broadly classified into two main categories. 1. Life insurance. Life insurance provides financial protection against the risk of death and may also offer savings and investment benefits. Types of life insurance are: 1. Term insurance. It provides coverage for a specific period. The sum assured is paid only if the insured dies during the policy term. 2. Whole life insurance. It provides coverage for the entire lifetime of the insured. 3. Endowment policy. It combines insurance protection with savings. The sum assured is paid on death or on policy maturity. 4. Money back policy. It provides periodic payments during the policy term along with life coverage. 5. Unit-linked insurance plan or ULIP. It combines insurance protection with investment in market-linked funds. 6. Pension or annuity plans. It provides regular income after retirement. 2. Non-life insurance, also called general insurance. Non-life insurance covers risks other than life and provides protection against specific losses or damages. Types of non-life insurance are: 1. Health insurance. Covers hospitalization and medical expenses. 2. Motor insurance. Provides protection against vehicle accidents, theft and damage. 3. Fire insurance. Covers losses caused by fire and related risks. 4. Marine insurance. Protects goods and cargo during transportation by sea, air, or land. 5. Travel insurance. Covers travel-related risks such as baggage loss, trip cancellation, and medical emergencies. 6. Property insurance. Provides protection for buildings, machinery, and other assets. 7. Liability insurance. Covers legal liabilities arising from injury, damage, or negligence. 8. Crop insurance. Protects farmers against losses due to natural calamities, pests, or crop failure. Next topic is insurance as a contract. Insurance is a legal contract between two parties. The insurer, which is the insurance company. The insured, who is the policyholder. Under this contract, the insurer promises to compensate the insured for specified losses or risks in return for the payment of a premium. An insurance contract contains all the essential elements of a valid contract, including offer and acceptance, consideration also called premium, free consent, competent parties and lawful object. The terms and conditions are clearly mentioned in the insurance policy document. Insurance contracts are based on the principle of utmost good faith, meaning that both parties must honestly disclose all material facts. Now we will discuss principles of insurance. Insurance contracts are based on 6 fundamental principles. Let us understand each one. 1. Utmost good faith, aberime fide. Both the insurer and the insured must disclose all material facts honestly and completely. The insured should provide accurate information about health, property, income, or other risk-related details, while the insurer should clearly explain the policy terms. Example, if a person hides a serious illness while purchasing health insurance, the insurance company may reject the claim later. 2. Insurable interest. The insured must have a financial or legal interest in the subject matter being insured. A person can insure only those assets or lives where a financial loss may occur. Example, a person can insure their house or car. A business can insure its factory. A husband can purchase life insurance for his wife. Without insurable interest, the insurance contract is invalid. 3. Principle of indemnity. The purpose of insurance is to compensate only the actual financial loss suffered by the insured. Insurance should neither result in profit nor leave the insured with unnecessary loss. This principle mainly applies to fire, marine, and property insurance. Example, if a factory suffers a fire loss of 5 lakh rupees, the insurer will compensate only the actual loss. Applications of the principle of indemnity. It prevents misuse of insurance, ensures fair compensation and prevents profit through insurance claims. Life insurance generally does not follow strict indemnity because the value of human life cannot be measured precisely in monetary terms. 4. Principle of subrogation. After compensating the insured, the insurer obtains the legal right to recover the amount from the responsible third party. Example, if the insurance company pays compensation for a car accident caused by another driver, it can recover the amount from the responsible person. 5. Principle of contribution. If the same property is insured with multiple insurance companies, each insurer contributes proportionately towards the loss. This prevents the insured from receiving double compensation. Example, a property insured with 2 companies cannot receive the full claim amount from both insurers. 6. Principle of proximate cause. The insurer is liable only when the nearest and actual cause of the loss is covered by the insurance policy. Example, under a fire insurance policy, compensation is payable only when fire is the direct cause of the damage. This principle helps determine whether the insurer is responsible for a particular claim or not. Let us now discuss an important concept associated with insurance. This concept is reinsurance. Reinsurance is an arrangement in which an insurance company transfers a part of its risk to another insurance company, known as the reinsurer. It helps the insurer reduce the financial burden of large or unexpected claims while maintaining financial stability. In simple words, reinsurance is insurance for insurance companies. For example, if an insurance company insures a factory worth 500 crore rupees, it may transfer part of this risk to a reinsurer so that any large loss is shared. Some of the importance of reinsurance are: reduces the insurer's financial risk, increases claim-paying capacity, protects against catastrophic losses, improves financial stability, and enables insurers to underwrite larger policies. Reinsurance is broadly classified into 2 main types: facultative reinsurance and treaty reinsurance. Both help insurance companies share risks and improve their financial stability. 1. Facultative reinsurance. Facultative reinsurance is a type of reinsurance in which each individual risk or policy is negotiated separately between the insurer and the reinsurer. The reinsurer has the right to accept or reject each risk. 2. Treaty reinsurance. Treaty reinsurance is an agreement under which the reinsurer automatically accepts all risks that fall within the terms and conditions of the treaty. Individual risks are not negotiated separately. It is commonly used for a large number of similar insurance policies. We can conclude that insurance is an essential part of the modern financial and economic system. It provides protection against uncertainties and helps individuals and businesses manage risks effectively. The insurance industry has grown significantly both in India and around the world. Insurance not only provides financial security, but also contributes to economic growth and financial stability. The principles of insurance form the foundation of every insurance contract and ensure the proper functioning of the insurance system. So, that was today's topic, insurance. We hope you found this session informative and easy to understand. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also, press the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. On this channel, we regularly upload educational content on economics, finance, banking, insurance, financial crime, GST, income tax, accounting, financial management, and investment management in a simple and easy to understand manner. Many of these are in Hindi language also. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you receive notifications whenever we upload a new video. Thank you for your support. See you in the next video with another interesting and informative topic. Till then, bye and take care.